I feel like it's important to talk about. I know Mike was tweeting about it. I have my thoughts about it. I don't know if how I feel like this is a global thing, so I'm assuming you know about this as well, Tompi. The verdict was passed for the George Floyd case,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Yeah. That was, what was that? Tuesday? Was that Monday?
I think it
I don't
was
remember
Monday.
what. I think it was Monday, right? And at this point, this Friday. So if you're aware, if you're not aware, there's something wrong. But yeah, it was passed a guilty verdict on all charges, which
Fucking good.
of course, yeah, good. The timeline was guilty, good, all that kind of stuff, and I obviously I was like, that's good. My mom called me and was crying, but like in a good way, not in a sense of like, oh man, I'm so happy this guy's gone away, but just like a step forward in, just for Black people in America. Because it's living, that's what I wrote here. Living while Black is a charge in this country. Just I'm 31 and I do a whole lot of driving, and every time I see a cop car, my heart skips. Like every time.
Yeah, same.
Just
That used
natural.
to be me. Like it used to be worse, a lot worse for me. Like
Yeah.
I would get OD scared.
Yeah.
Oh God.
And
For no
like
reason.
I've been pulled over maybe 2 times in my life, maybe 3, if that, and like nothing's went wrong. Everything goes cordial. I get a ticket or I don't or whatever. But no matter what, anytime I see a car, heart skips. I slow down 10 miles an hour. I switch lanes, like every time. That's just like how it is. Like it's one of those things where it's like you just being a Black person in America, I'm just like, yeah, it's just how it is. And it's like, no, that's not how it is for everybody, right? So yeah, the verdict was guilty on all charges. Send him off, ship him up, whatever. He's gone, doing whatever he's got to do. And obviously there's a whole sense of rejoice, but it's like, man, why? It's fucked up that this took a year, right? Over a year. This was before. This was like
over a
like
year.
February or something, right? Over a year for this to be passed on one account, right? One incident. And then George Floyd, rest in peace, right? It's still rest in peace, right? He's not here. And this was a year ago. And it's like, yes, he's guilty, but it's like, man, I know it's like, oh, we're moving forward as a country, but it's like it's just maybe the pessimistic brain for me. It's just like I guess like, yeah, he's guilty and he's gone, but that's not bringing anybody back, right? Like I guess this is a step.
Yo.
Like it's hard for me.
No,
to,
it's not. It's not. It's not a step nowhere because it's gonna happen again.
And it's happened, right? How many times did it happen from then to now, right? There was just.
It's not a step.
I mean, I could just Google a quick anything, like how many rest in peace, right? How many, you know what I'm saying? So it's like and that's a thing where I haven't talked about this anywhere yet, because I feel like talking about it on a I mean, this is a public platform, but not amongst peers is just like, if I come out and I'm like, I don't know, man, I'm not really feeling anything with this dude getting guilty. It's like, oh, what are you I'm like, no, I'm not self-hating, but it's just like, he killed a man and it took him a year to go. Like,
yeah,
why did it take that long? Why did he even have the position to do that? Right.
It shouldn't even be something special. Like he literally,
right. That's the thing.
Dude.
Yeah, he straight up murdered a guy. There's a dude here saying, oh, he was eating banana or he had drugs in it. Like, there's other people who don't believe what literally happened and is on video, right?
This guy knew him before,
The officer?
The cop? Yeah, they used to work in the same, they did a security guard gig together and they didn't like each other.
Yeah, so, it's fucked up.
That's,
yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? And now the position of power, right? So
Yeah.
it's like it's hard for me to rejoice. That's probably not the right word. Celebrate, whatever. Because
Yeah.
it's like it's still happening, and I don't know. Just the pessimistic brain that I have is that's not going to change the way I see a cop car behind me whenever I'm driving. Right?
Yeah.
It's not like, oh well, now they're never going to do anything again. For anything, this could make it worse. Right? Not to say that him getting off would be better, but it's just like, oh, now the cops are going to double down. No, we got to show them now, right? Like that could totally be like a cop could just 10 times more chance to just wake up on the wrong side of the bed and be like, nope, I don't like the way he looks today.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's I always feel like I don't like pushing my thoughts on it because I'm white and I'm from Australia, so it's not something that I feel like I can talk about. But SpeedKicks tweeted out on the day that it happened, who's a black Tekken player from America. He tweeted out, politicians patting themselves on the back for a single conviction of a single high-profile case in a world where the justice system is supposed to act as a deterrent shows how fucked this country is. And I think that kind of summarizes everything that I think about it. I think that the whole...
And how I feel too.
Yeah, it's the whole thing of like, it's great. He's a murderer and he should be treated as such, right? But it's one person who took a year to get put into jail for murdering someone on camera. And
why did it take so much to convince anybody that he was a murderer? Why did it need convincing?
Badge, dude,
he stood on his neck for like
that's
9
what
minutes.
I'm saying. If
like
he didn't have a
minutes
badge, it would be like one fucking trial. You're in prison for the rest of your life, right?
Yeah.
We still don't know how long he's in prison for, right? Like, we don't know any of this shit. He could get out in fucking 4 damn years if he wants
and
to.
do it
like,
again.
It might happen, right? So it's like, I think that it's great that it happened. It definitely could have gone worse, right? Like, he could have been walking free. But I think this, from the outset, and someone who is, I try to be knowledgeable about it, but I'm ignorant, like unavoidably ignorant, in the sense that I can't feel it. I don't feel that fear, right? I don't. I'm a white dude, right? Like, I can't feel it. I can't understand it fully. But I do, like, it's like, it's human shit, right? Like, motherfuckers are getting killed, right? Like, it's not beyond like race and what I can and can't speak on. It's like, it's a human being getting killed because of the color of his skin, essentially, right? It's fucked up. And I think that it's good to be like, all right, sweet, that's great, but it's also, I think it's important that people understand that I feel like there's a lot more that needs to be done, and a lot more like that is owed in a sense, you know, to the people who are fucking dead, and the mums that lost their kid to this shit, and brothers that lost their siblings to this shit, and like, one fucking filthy human getting put in jail isn't
nowhere near the
compensation,
hundreds,
in my opinion.
Hundreds. So that's like the thing where, like, because I mean, obviously I'm a black person on the internet. People are like, oh, he's guilty, and it's just like, cool, man, cool, right? Like, he should be, but like, all right, that's what's different. I can't call that justice. I don't know. I can't call that justice for George Floyd because he's still not here. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
what, Mike? What what are you doing?
Someone unsubbed to me because I was black.
Oh yes, that I meant to write that down. Or you should have wrote that down. Yeah. That's how I wanted to lead into this. That's what made me remember to write this down.
That got me thinking that it's not just a thing on the internet, but I want to how this pertains to the Monster Hunter community in America, it's okay. Okay. So I just before I say anything, I love everybody, okay? But this is just like a psychological thing that I don't even think people realize. So the community is, you know how the FGC is very mixed, you know? Like there's
Mm-hmm.
you know there's a lot of everything in there, culturally wise. Monster
Mm-hmm.
Hunter, I feel like prominently it's not black.
Yeah.
Like
No.
prominently.
It's prominently Caucasian male. Like that's kind of
Yes.
obvious, right?
That
It's not a surprise.
that also, it stifles a lot of black people who want to get into content in this community because no one is really that used to a black creator from Monster Hunter, especially if they're trying to do something different,
Mm-hmm.
because it's not the white guy from the Midwest with a very dry sense of humor. It's different. I get that. And that's fine. And I'm friends with a lot of people in this community who have different senses of humor or from different parts of the world. But you can tell who vibes with who based off of their sense of humor. You know?
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that guy is like a lot of other people who would ask me, "Oh, you're black? Oh, because the way you talk, I thought you weren't.
Yep.
I thought you were white.
Man.
I thought, oh, you're black? Oh.
The amount of times that has been a thing. I mean, that's the main reason I use my cam. I mean, I don't know if I've ever spoken on it or whatever publicly. That's the main reason I use my cam, because I'm not the one always going around like I don't know. I maybe never said it on stream. I don't say like nigga. Like that's not a thing I say just commonly speaking on Twitch or Twitter or whatever. One, because I know my audience, again, like we just said, primarily white males. Like, and I'm of the sense where I somewhat take responsibility for my community. If I'm putting something out, I'm gonna expect that to be put back out in reciprocation from my community, right? Like, it's how all the stupid shit I say catches on, like fucking swag and PVC. It's not planned. I just say it, and then people start saying it. And same idea. I'm not gonna say that on Twitter and Twitch, and then John Smith starts saying it to somebody else from somebody else. And it's like, no, that's not for you to say. So I just don't say it. But if I mean, we've been in person before, just us. Like that's how we'll talk. But there's a difference in that, and that's why I keep my cam on, because I'm as black as they come. You could see it. There's no doubt. No matter what you think I talk like, because I enunciate well, I'm black. Hello. I play Monster Hunter a lot, just like you, right? Like that's a thing. And even outside of Monster Hunter, just my full government name, I on paper, I am a pale, freckled, red-headed, 5'6" white dude. Like on paper, like that is what my name is. If you see my full name, so that just throughout life, that is.
It's the same for me. Michael Foy.
Yeah, Samuel.
Black? Who knows?
Samuel McMillan Riley. Who is that? Who?
He black? Nah.
That's two Irish last names. He is burnt when he's outside for longer than 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I've just from both sides, and it's like it's a thing, and it doesn't, again, and I'm never the one to, oh, well, they're keeping me down because it's tired, right? Like nobody wants to hear that, right?
Yeah, I don't want people to get the wrong idea about that. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, like nobody wants to hear that. And I mean, me as a black person, when I see other people talk about it, it's like, I see your struggle, I get it, I understand, but like, I'm like, what do you want me to do? You know, like, I get it. It's a thing. It's real. It's fucked up, and it should change. And I mean, there's got to be people out there to do that, right? There has to be people out there that will, you know, fucking rah fight, do what they got to do. I'm just not that person, and I like there's such a psychological thing with that, because that's just the kind of person I am. I'm not a just confrontational whatever. I'm proud to be who I am, but I'm just not the one to convince anybody to think other things. If you're shitty and stupid and racist, I don't want anything to do with you, and I'm not here to change your mind. That's it. Just go. That's it. Like, I mean, I say the same shit on my stream, not like racist. I mean, people have said racist shit, and I'm like, fuck out of here. But just like stupid shit. Like, if you're just saying something dumb, like, what? I'm not here to change your mind. You can leave. I'll tell you to leave, right? Like, and that's okay. But there's people who do what they do, and I feel like, I know we're of the same kind of idea. There's like a general, as a black person, especially being on Twitter and in this Twitch and YouTube and all that, being the way we are, where we're generally reserved, we just do our thing, keep our heads down, just do whatever. Like, yes, we're black, we create content, and we know that it's not hidden, but it's like viewed. I feel like there's like subliminals, like, oh, they never talk about it, like they wish they weren't. Like, no, I'm here to play fucking Monster Hunter. I know I am. You can see it. I'm right here. Like,
I don't like to talk about that. I only bring it up if something happens pertaining to it.
Exactly.
But it's like, I don't really, or like if I bring up, like, when I would talk about how the community has an issue with, like, in terms of content, and good comedy content is not a thing in this community. Like, it's always about information. God. Like, it's so, not good. It's so and then when boring. They try it, it's so bad. Like, when they try it, it's not good. Yeah. So it's like, it's really weird. I like, honestly, other than you, I don't watch Monster Hunter content anymore. Like, you and, like, I mean, like, Laverne on Twitch. Yeah,
like on YouTube. That's like, it's just not, there's just nothing there. It's like, oh, here's the best way to use this weapon. Here's how you get, like, give me something. I found somebody, actually, I think their name on YouTube was Captain Astronaut. And I just, like, it was like a random video, just like auto played, because fucking YouTube on mobile just always fucking auto plays, even if I don't want it to. And it was like actually funny. He was like just talking about like playing the game and how to use weapons and stuff, but it was like funny, like genuinely funny. And it was like old school funny with like clips of like different shows like mixed into, like, you know, to be comedic and stuff. And I was like, this is like refreshing. Like, I have not seen YouTube stuff like this in general in I don't know how many years, and it never Monster Hunter stuff that's like funny like this. And it was like awesome. It was refreshing. And then he was black too. I was like,
easy,
there you quick sub. See? I mean, I was gonna sub anyway, but that's awesome. Like, that's another cool thing to see. I think his name was Captain Astronaut. I think that's who it was. I'm gonna check right now. I think that's Captain. I think it was Captain Astronaut.
All right.
Yeah, he's like, it was like 50K subscribers or whatever. But it was just like a random video came up, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. And it was like different, and like you said, it was funny, and I was like, this is awesome. But it was still like, there was still good stuff in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was something that I did feel that I feel was worth talking about. Again, I generally don't, like I was saying, I'm not the one to always go on about it. And honestly, a lot of the times it's fucking sad, depressing shit. Not that this isn't, but man, I don't, where they keep killing us, and it's fucking sad and depressing, and it's always going to be on your feed. Not that this is like a happy-go-lucky world, bad things don't happen, but it's like, look, somebody's going to tell you this shit anyway. We don't necessarily need to repeat it here 50 times. But that wasn't, I felt that was important to talk about. And I appreciate y'all for sitting here talking about it as well, especially, well, obviously me and Mike, but I appreciate you as well, given the thoughts you're able to on it as well, Tom.